were doing pretty well as a singles babyface, and then they decided to start teaming you with Animal.
Yeah.
How did that all come about?
Man, it was like, I'm trying to think who brought me that idea. Maybe Triple H, I'm not sure. Triple H painted the skull face, the face paint, the second paint job. The first one was the butterfly effect, which they didn't like. And Triple H brought me into his locker room, painted that skull on me, and asked Vince to take everybody what they thought. So that was weird, you know. But
so he was in creative at that time.
Yeah. And I was excited, and I couldn't believe I was going to be part of Legion of Doom, because I was a big fan, you know. Foot spikes and pads and all that. I was like, wow, you know, man, this is like too good to be true. And things progressed really well, and then, you know, it's like all of a sudden we were all released, you know. Animal, Christy Hemme, and me first, you know. So they always run, I think they rush everything with guys and stories, and then guys are there and gone, and another guy's coming in. For whatever reason, I just don't think it's smart. You invest in a guy, people get to like him, whether it's a girl or a guy or a babyface or whoever, and then the next thing they're gone. So it'd be like changing characters in a sitcom or a TV show where all the characters are loved. The Walking Dead doesn't change all their storylines out every 3 months, you know. They have a continuity.
Did you have any particular match from your time with the Legion of Doom that really stood out to you?
Yeah, when we won the belts, man, Great American Bash. That was awesome.
That was from Eminem?
Yeah. And those guys are cool. Joey Mercury, and I knew Nitro from OVW, John Morrison or Hennigan, aka, and Melina, and we had Hemi with us. It was a cool deal, man. It was really awesome. I just wish we could have done it for 3, 6. We had the belts, so we dropped them in a ridiculous, goofy way. And Animal believes that was motivated by some other thing other than which made sense. Because a lot of stuff they do, it's like, why do they do this? I mean, you hear this all the time, and who knows? That's like you could ask a Magic 8 Ball and get a better answer than from me, you know?
Was Melina dating Batista at one point?
I think, well, that was alleged. See, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is just a rumor that I think maybe they had an affair, Batista maybe, with her.
Okay.
And I thought she
there
was
some heat involved.
Yeah, well, I think that she was dating either Mercury or Nitro.
I think it was Nitro.
Yeah, and it kind of sounded like she was unfaithful and cheated with Dave, or
there's nothing they could do because it was Dave or something.
Well, I mean, he didn't force himself on her. She's a grown woman. She obviously said, "Hey, it's cool with me," you know, and made the decision that the person I'm in with, you know, maybe they weren't exclusive. All these things they say now. I mean, if I'm dating somebody, I'm not gonna go sleep with somebody else. I've never done that numbers game. It's just not smart. But you know, the thing is, up there, you're working together. You're on the road a lot. I mean, 16 shows a month, 280 days a year. You're around those people. That becomes, you're with them more than your family. So obviously relationships come out of that time, you know. I wouldn't think it was the most smart idea, but it happens because you're around the people, you know. It's like your family. It is your family. So people end up dating and going out, you know.
And what did you like, how did you like working with William Regal and Paul Burchill?
Oh, that match was great. And in Finland, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe we worked them more. They're tremendous, man. Regal's a genius, okay? Like with things to do in a match and ideas that are just like, oh God, I would have never thought of that in a million years, you know? Plus he's one of those type of workers that when he does something, it looks like he just broke. I mean, if he does some move on you, it looks like it would have maimed you, right?
Yeah.
Like Finley and Regal, yeah. And that Burchill guy, that guy was super athletic, man. I never understood. Did they do a pirate gimmick with him?
They ended up doing a pirate gimmick.
Which I think they get ideas. I think the Johnny
Ace.
No, the pirate movie that was so popular.
Oh, Pirates of
the Caribbean with Johnny Depp. I think that movie was popular, and they said, "Hey, let's try to do a character that and piggyback off of that." And that poor guy ended up getting stuck with that because that guy was a super athletic guy. I mean, had been wrestling, I think, in Europe, right, and came to America maybe to make it. I mean, he, you know, obviously was sacrificing, and they stuck him with a goofy thing. It's just like a waste of that guy's ability, you know.
And there's a whole bunch of stuff on the internet about you and Animal and something to do with $5,000.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to bring all that up because I'm trying to work with Animal now because I'm in desperate need of money, and Animal is a legend and he's in the Hall of Fame. And he
told me that you guys are.
It's all
you've finished it all.
Yeah, and
so
I mean
that's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. I mean, let me tell you, when I left WWE,
he did tell me to ask you one question. He said you'd be able to tell why that was broken up at that time better than he could.
The Legion of Doom tag team. Well, number one, when I first got fired by them, I blamed Vince. I was mad at it, but it wasn't my fault, you know. As a younger, arrogant, brazen man that had made a lot of money, and my wife, I had marital problems, and I was also doing a lot of things I shouldn't have, you know, because I was coping with stuff in the wrong way, drugs, you know, and that had my mind not functioning on an optimal, smart level. To see that I had the biggest lottery ticket handed to me by WWE, you know, and this started when it's not all my wife's fault, it's my fault, but that's what she cheated. My wife and me were married, and I came home Christmas Eve, caught her in the bed with somebody else, and that opened the door to the chaos in me. By being hurt, I started going out and partying because we split up and I was hurt and I was using drugs and alcohol. And at the same time, I had the biggest opportunity of my life with Undertaker and all these things happening. And little by little, I was losing control of myself, being late for shows, just, you know, stupid, idiotic things. And it's terrible because I threw away a big opportunity. And that was going on even with Animal, you know. Yeah, there was some money issues where I loaned him, but I mean, I was doing a lot of stuff that was impossible to deal with, you know. Looking back now, I mean, you know, I was very stupid. I mean, you know, I owe apologies to Vince, Undertaker, and every person that helped me while I was there, because they all put a little bit in to see me make it. Triple H, all those guys came and talked to me and said, hey man, you're screwing up, you know, you need to get a hold of it, you know. But they were saying, because you're coming late, you know, things are starting to fall apart in, you know, your world, and if you don't stop, you're going to be fired and you may never get back, you know. And that was the biggest thing, how I was handling stuff. It was my fault, you know. And the thing with Animal was disrespectful. A lot of the stuff that happened because I was mad and angry and out of control, you know. And
did you think when you were behaving that way that because Animal was Johnny Ace's brother, you might be protected a little bit? Since he was
Johnny Ace, me and him never had the best relationship. I always felt like he thought I was too old and didn't really. I don't think but he didn't believe it. Wasn't a Heidenreich person, you know.
Okay.
I mean, you have people that believe in you along the way in your life, and the people that maybe are not as big as a believer, you know. And you gotta make them believe. Like Triple H told me when I got fired the first time, and I was trying to get re-signed. I saw him at a show, and I said, "What's the best advice so I can get back?" He says, "Don't take no for an answer." I mean, you can't get any better than that. You know, if you want to make it in something, don't take no. I mean, you refuse to be. Don't say can't. I mean, if you keep persistently trying, you may not make it in one avenue, but you'll make it, you know. So yeah, what was your original question? Because I mean,
I was just wondering because Johnny Ace was head of talent relations at the time. You were teaming with his brother. If you thought maybe you could get away with a little more.
No. I thought Johnny Ace would be harder on me, you know, because when I did some stupid things and he came down on me. He's like, you know, we've given you a really big chance, you know. And I, you know, was late for things and stuff, and like, you know, like in Los Angeles WrestleMania, I was angry because I wasn't working the Undertaker. I did the Battle Royal. We had a night meeting at 10 o'clock for the Battle Royal, and I missed that because I was out all night and day partying in Los Angeles. That's stupid, you know. And in that Battle Royal, I was the featured guy. Like they had me. I didn't win it, but I had
you
a
were
big.
Be the guy.
Well, I did a lot of stuff. Yeah, I had all these cool. I was doing a George Animal Steel turnbuckle thing. I mean, I was like the featured character, and I mean, it's like, you know, just dumb. You know, I get the dumb award, you know, for some of the stuff I did. But no, I mean, Johnny's just, you know, he's all business, you know, and I think, you know, he fired me the first time, and I won him back and got re-signed. But you know, I mean, I always was kind of a loose cannon. I would You know, they said you gotta watch your mouth because you're working on TV. I used to curse a lot because I'd get all into my character, and like in football, you know, and he used to be like, man, you can't do this. You're costing us money editing. It's not professional. Cursing in the ring or being, you know, just being honest. And no, I don't think he cut me any slack. I think, you know, it's just you make mistakes, man. You look back and and as you grow up, and you realize, you can say, hey, man, that was all me, and you know, you just don't do that again, you know.